My biggest tip with manifestation is reinventing yourself to be the version of you who already has what you want. So let's say you want to grow your business to 10K months, for example.
Hello, and welcome back to a brand new podcast episode today with the one and only Kelly from The Freedom Babe. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited for my audience to get to know you. And so let's start right off by you introducing yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so I am the founder of The Freedom Babe, where I am a business and manifestation coach, and I help women really create their dream freedom lifestyles for the most part through launching or growing an online business. So I have had my own business journey and I've done like a few different things. But when I found coaching, I was like, oh my God, I wish I knew about this in my 20s. Like this was, or my early 20s, like coming right out of university, I would have jumped at this kind of opportunity. And from there, I was like, I want more people to know that this is available to them instead of working jobs that they don't like. And the more that I grew my business, then I also started working with women who already had businesses and helping them get clients and make money every month. And now here we are today, helping women essentially all over the world, grow successful online businesses that really give them the kind of freedom that they want in their lives.
How exciting. Yes. And everything also thanks to social media, of course. I mean, we found each other through social media and Instagram.
Yes.
So it's just so incredible, like nowadays, what is possible actually, and that there are so many possibilities out there for each and every single one of you. How exciting. Thanks again so much for being here and sharing with us today a little bit about your story and, like how also not just you yourself transformed your life, but also you helping now, as you said, so many beautiful humans around the world transform their lives through building their own online freedom business.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's so wild to like think about the journey, but that just like shows you guys listening, if you're just starting out or you're in the beginner phases, like keep going because it really does continue to add up and eventually you're like, whoa, like it's funny because there's always the next level, there's always somewhere else you want to be, but when you look back at how far you've come, it's like, wow, this is crazy. So definitely
Yes.
like something we should be doing more often.
Absolutely. Now, what would you say to someone listening right now who is maybe thinking about starting their online business, but like not really sure where to start because they're like, let's be honest, there's so much overwhelm out there right now. There are so many different coaches. There's just so much noise also of like different content and like this strategy and this and like just a lot. What would you say as like your advice from being a multi six-figure business coach or business owner to someone wanting to start right now or tomorrow? What is like one piece of advice, I guess?
Yeah, I would say if you're struggling with like all the noise online and not knowing like what to do or what to say or whatever, you're in comparison mode, really go inwards and look at, okay, what do I like, never mind what everyone else is doing. What do I feel called to create for my life and for my business? And if I could teach people one thing, what would it be? Or what have been the things to have the most profound effect on my life and what's made the biggest difference in my life and how do I want to support other people with it. I think we live in a world where we're constantly being bombarded by like social media essentially, and I
Yes.
love social media. I think it's such a gift in so many ways, but when it comes to creating your business, you really do have to go inward and like connect with your intuition, connect with your higher self, that version of you who's living the life that you want to live, and look at what am I here to do and create and say, and see what comes up for you from there, and then start taking the action on it as well. Obviously, that's such a big part. For me, also, like getting a mentor at the beginning made the biggest difference because I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't, because we also are human. We're going to doubt ourselves. We're going to second guess ourselves. We also don't have all the answers. So when I had someone to support me with getting started with the limiting beliefs I had with the doubt, it definitely made a huge difference as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So true. Like in my case, the exact same thing. And also then committing to that mentor or to that program or whatever you decide to do, and following like that advice rather than being distracted by social media and by other coaches or um the noise, the comparison. Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much.
Of
That's
course.
really, really great. So I guess like when we think like back to like years ago and on your personal journey, where would you say was your turning point? Where was like, did you like, do you remember like an event or something that was really crucial for you to be now successful and that version of yourself that can have, the freedom to do life on her own terms? You mentioned hiring a mentor, but can you think about anything else that was in your, timeline where you
Yeah.
say like, yes, that was definitely like a turning point?
Yeah, definitely. So before I was doing coaching, I was actually in a network marketing business.
Hmm.
And basically, right after I finished university, I had no idea what to do with my degree. Like, I just spent 4 years getting this degree, and I'm like, did I miss the day they told us, like, what jobs we could get with this? Because, like, I don't know what to do with this, and I don't know what I want to do either. So I ended up applying for like another 2 year program to become a nurse, and I didn't get in right right away from applying right after university. So I took that year to just like upgrade a few of my grades, like redo a couple courses, and then volunteer at a hospital and apply again. And when I did that, the same week that I finished submitting my applications was the same week I ended up sitting down with someone about this network marketing opportunity. And like my cousin was doing it. She was like selling these products that I thought were cool. And then she was also like, I was like, so like, how does this work? Did they hire you or like whatever? I had no idea what network marketing was at the time. She's like, well, like I kind of have my own business and like I sell these and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, so you just like signed up? And she was like, yeah. And then she showed me like the compensation plan too of like what the average income was and stuff. And I was like, wait a second, you can make this money like doing this for yourself, like not needing a boss, not having to go into a job every day. And I've always just had this feeling that I was meant for more. And I know like I don't want to be sitting at a job, at a desk job, or doing a regular job reporting to someone for 9 hours a day, Monday to Friday. Like that just like makes my soul die a little bit. And this is why nothing has made sense. Like there is something here. So I said yes to that opportunity, and I was secretly just hoping that I wouldn't get into any of my nursing schools that I applied to again. But then a couple months later, I got my acceptance letters, and I gotten pretty much everywhere except for one place because I literally didn't show up for the interview. I think I like canceled it and I was like, never mind, I don't want to do this. But I told my parents that I was going and stuff because they just didn't understand what I was doing with network marketing. And in that moment, I had to really decide. I was like, hey, I have two paths here. I can do what logically makes sense and do nursing school and set myself up for this career, and what society tells me I should do, what my parents tell me I should do, or I can do this other route and I can do network marketing. And yes, I'll still need another job to support me financially right now, but every part of my soul is telling me that this is the right answer and this is what I meant to do. And it was one of those moments where I had to be willing to make a decision that 95% of people didn't understand and thought
Me
I was
too.
crazy for.
Yeah.
But every part of me was like, if I do that, I just know right now that that is not what I meant to be doing. And so I trusted myself and I did it. And there was like other parts of my journey that came after and that eventually led to coaching and whatnot. Network marketing wasn't perfect by any means, but it definitely is what started me, for one, on my entrepreneurial journey and also my journey of listening to myself and my intuition and finding those answers within versus looking externally for them.
Yes. And versus also listening to other people. Like you could have listened to your parents, for example, and maybe you would right now not
Exactly.
be doing what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that was really the moment when I decided to like not do the traditional route career wise. That was the moment that like really put me on the path that I'm on today for sure.
Wow. And it's scary, isn't it?
Oh
Like,
my God. It was terrifying.
yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah. So do you think that listening to your intuition and first of all also like recognizing that voice, that feeling inside of you that is your gut feeling, your intuition, would you say that is a crucial part listening to your intuition in terms of business and while starting your own business?
Absolutely. Because
Mhm.
we're always going to have other people's opinions. And even with hiring coaches or working with coaches, and I say this to my own clients too, there's obviously part of working with a coach is like having their opinion and their advice and everything, but it's so important to also have your own discernment and know what is best for you. And that's where you have to go, like I was saying at the beginning, go inwards and really look at what is best for me here, what is going to get me to where I want to be. That's the other part is, yes, listen to yourself, but listening to yourself can also bring up a lot of fear sometimes. If you are wanting to grow and go to your next level, and then this thing comes up where it's going to support you getting there, but it feels really scary, and you say no to that and you listen to your fear and ego instead of your intuition, that's going to look different than actually trusting yourself and looking to your intuition. So it definitely plays a big role and it's something that you have to keep practicing and the muscle will get stronger. So something I say to my clients too is if they're more on like the masculine side of things and they like are familiar with like strategy and action and doing, it's like let's bring in your intuition as well. And if you're not familiar with going inwards for that advice or for the answers, it's like start just practicing your intuition in small ways. Like what underwear should I wear today? And just choose whichever piece of underwear like speaks out to you, or what outfit should I wear? Or like I'm going to get my nails done later. Like I just let my intuition, like I
Right,
just
the
will be
color.
drawn to a color. Yeah. And it's like that's the one. Or like eating meals, like what does my body need today? Like just start practicing with little things and that's going to build up your confidence to use it with the bigger life decisions as well.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. And now you're saying that you also like are into manifestation and that you
Mhm.
actually it is part also of your business, of how you started your business. Can you give us someone out there maybe right now listening who really loves all things manifestation and the mindset work? Can you give us some maybe some little tips here and there how we can actually manifest or integrate manifestation when it comes to building our own business?
Definitely. I love talking about manifestation so much. So, my biggest tip with manifestation is reinventing yourself to be the version of you who already has what you want. So, let's say you want to grow your business to 10K months, for example. Who is the version of you that's already there? So something you'll want to do is really expand the vision. Like when you are making 10K months, what does your life look like? What does your business look like? What do your finances look like? What does your health and wellness look like? Like go into every area of your life and really get clear on what is my 10K month life? Not just like doing it once, like what does this life look like for me at that next level? And then get really clear on who is the version of me who's living that. So, what you want to look at here is mainly how is she thinking? What is her mindset like? What does she believe? What are her thoughts? How does she feel? Or how does she feel knowing like every single month I make at least $10,000? And then what action is she taking? Who like what action is she taking in her business? And also what is she doing in her life? And then you want to basically like copy that in your life now. So you want to focus on being the version of you who makes 10K months before you're actually doing that, because that is how it manifests. And this is where a lot of people get it mixed up. A lot of people are like, oh, well, like when I'm making 10K months, I'm just going to be feeling so much more confident. Or then I'm going to hire the coach. Or then I'm going to do all these Instagram lives and create this program. And it's like, no, if that's what you would be doing, that's what you have to be doing now. So you have to take the action as her now. You have to show up as her now, but you also have to think like her now. So if 10K month you is saying it like believes that like people love to pay her and really backs her work and knows how amazing it is and knows that she gets to make sales every single week, but you're over here thinking like is my work good enough? Like do people want to pay for this? Is this price too high? Am I going to make a sale this week? That's out of alignment, right? So essentially what you want to do is like this is where your higher self is operating like up here and your current self is like a few levels below. You want to close the gap on it. And you do that by aligning your thoughts and your beliefs, aligning your actions, and also aligning your energy. So the best way I can describe the energetic piece is how would you be feeling if you were making 10K months every single month? Like, would that, like, if I think about my next level and how I would be feeling, like, I instantly feel like excitement and giddiness and joy and like an extra surge of confidence in my body. And that is what you want to practice energetically like every single day. You want to intentionally choose those feelings and tap into those frequencies every single day. So, a good practice for this too is for one, have reminders about this, like whether it's sticky notes on your mirror or alarms on your phone that go off, and have moments throughout your day where when you can close your eyes if that helps you and imagine you just had a 10K month or imagine you just grew your business to six figures or whatever it is, and it's like how would I feel in that moment, and really connect with that moment and let yourself feel the emotions of that being real for you, and do this again and again and again. So that's where the reminders are really helpful. Another thing I like to do too is do that while I'm doing other things. So while I'm working out, if I can like feel into the feelings of having my next level here, if I'm going for a walk or walking my dog, if I can like sometimes I just talk out loud and have a conversation with myself and I'll like
Yeah,
say all the things that
same.
I believe. I like just go on a rampage about like my life and how amazing it is and what I have and all the things I believe as though it's already here, right? When you're driving, you can do that. And just also tune into like resources. You don't have to over consume content, but like have tools and resources that help you show up as that person. So for me, things like my morning routine where I meditate and then I do some journaling and then I work out or move my body, that really helps me feel into my next level self a lot more than if I'm just unintentionally starting my day and just like getting right into work. Does that make sense? So thinking the
Absolutely.
thoughts, feeling the feelings, taking action as her, and also taking action that's going to move the needle towards your goal. So if you want a $10,000 a month business, are you selling your offers? Are you creating content? Are you building a community? Or are you just saying you want it, but your actions aren't matching up? Like you have to take action as her and also take the logical action that moves the needle forward too. And essentially, in all of those areas, close the gap between who you are now and who that version of you who already has what you want is.
Yeah. Wow. So good. The embodiment part is so important.
It is. And also, are you embodying, like, if you're someone in the coaching space, are you embodying what you teach? Or are you just talking about it and then behind closed doors, you're someone different, right? Like really being the embodiment of your work as well is so important.
Oh yeah, I mean, we are manifesting 24/7. Like that's
Mhm.
the thing that most people don't understand
Yeah,
when it comes to manifestation, that it's not just um, you know, for example, what you said about like the Instagram live or so, not just like showing up on lives and then in your real life you are the exact opposite, or you don't practice what you preach.
totally. Yeah. It's so important to, yeah, just like in all areas of my life, how can I be more embodied in my next level?
So good. I loved all of these so much, Kelly. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you feel like sharing with someone listening right now who might want to start their own business, who is, like on the journey to maybe getting a 10K month? Is there something else that you feel like the person needs to hear? That.
Totally. So if you are wanting to get started, I would say just like really go for it. Like if you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you haven't fully gone for it, like get some skin in the game, do something that's going to hold you accountable to taking that action and really going all in. And just know that you wouldn't have those desires if they
Mm-hmm.
weren't meant for you. And same thing if you've already started. If you've already started, but you're like, oh, I'm not like getting where I want to be at, or I want to be at 10K months, or I want to be signing clients every month, like, how can you go more all in? How can you show up as someone bigger than who you're being? How can you take action that scares you a little bit more? And also, again, remembering you wouldn't have those desires if they weren't meant for you. So instead of focusing on I'm not there yet and being caught up in that lack frequency, can you get excited that these desires were given to you for a reason? You're meant to have them. It's inevitable that you have them. And it's like, cool, I might not be there yet, but I am on my way. We are doing this. I am on the train that's going to these 10K months or taking me to my 6-figure business. We are not getting off. We are like full force ahead. And I am so excited to be on the journey there right now.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Thank you so much for joining us here on Abundant Self. And where can where can we find you? Tell us a little bit of social media, your Instagram handle at The Freedom Babe.
Yes. Yes, the Freedom Babe on Instagram. I have a broadcast channel there too, which I am just having so much fun in. And there's like some more behind the scenes stuff that happens in there that I don't always put on Instagram stories, and like some tips and stuff like that too. So that's a really fun place to be. And then also my podcast is the Freedom Babe podcast.
Cool. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you guys took something out of this episode. I definitely did. And if you have any questions, I'm sure you can always slide into Kelly's DMs, or at Jules Manifests, or at The Freedom Babe. And other than that, I see you very, very soon next week. Bye.
Bye.